along a well-traveled way in the municipality of the District of St. Mary's. The Honourable, the member for Guys Proceed Harbour.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm very pleased to rise today to speak to this resolution. Our government is committed to giving seniors options to stay in their homes and to stay in the communities longer. One of the programs that I'm very proud to say that we are supporting is the Age-Friendly Communities Program, along with Senior Safety and the Positive Aging Fund. One of these programs is very pertinent to me in my constituency, and that is the Age-Friendly Grant. The municipality of the District of St. Mary's has been very proactive in dealing with seniors and helping seniors to participate in their communities, because, as most of you know, the constituency that I represent is the largest in the province. It entails 5,331 square kilometers, and if I look at the next one, we have Inverness, which is 3,887 kilometers, and for my colleague over there, Victoria the Lakes, which is 3,359 square kilometers. The municipality of St. Mary's is certainly a very beautiful part of the constituency. It's an area where you have a very diverse landscape and a very diverse economic base as well. The natural landscape here includes farmlands, which you would find out in communities like Goshen and Glenelg. You would also find some seaside fishing communities, which many of us here would be familiar with. Communities like Port Beckerton, Ecum and Sonora. I'm trying one of these days to get the honourable member to my right here out to tour some of these areas. We also have in this constituency some very large tracts of forest with some of the most amazing hiking trails and nature trails within the province of Nova Scotia. And for those, some of the communities, for example, would be places like Liscombe, Adonat Lake, and for some of you, I'm sure you have never been here, Newchester, which is well into the woods.
Yeah, I know that place.
Oh, well, that's great, because one of these days we're going to take you on a tour and you're going to know more of those places. Mr. Speaker, these would be great places for park benches where seniors could take strolls, and they would be able to sit and relax and to enjoy the beauty of the natural surroundings that exist in this constituency. The municipality, through its involvement in this age-friendly grant, is able to and is basically planning to put in a park bench in each of the sections of the constituency. So people are kind of, the ones that I've been talking to, the seniors in particular, are very excited about going out and sort of picking the spot and getting involved in the actual placement of these benches. I do want to say something about the municipality as well, because the municipality of St. Mary's is certainly a municipal unit that has shown significant leadership in not only dealing with seniors and the recreational opportunities for seniors, but certainly for all of the demographics that exist in that municipality. I would be remiss not to note that the individuals on council, including the warden David Clark and the deputy warden Michael Mosier, And I suppose while we're at it, we might as well talk about the councillors themselves. Kevin Pye, Jackie Dort, James Harpel, Shelley Bowen. They all seem to have an understanding that in order for seniors to exist and to continue to live in these areas, there must be some mechanisms in place so that they can actually live and enjoy the communities in which they choose to live in. Just a couple of things that they're doing. One of the other things in conjunction with these park benches is that in each of the parts of the municipality, they're developing a 3 to 5 kilometer walking loop, which is intended to be a low-grade walking loop for seniors.
Great way to stay healthy.
It is a great way to stay healthy. And yes, the municipality, in conjunction with our government funding, they're looking at a variety of things. They're restoring the Stonewall Park, a municipal park, again. In this park, they plan on putting in benches and picnic tables. Again, the seniors in particular can walk around and rest and take, and enjoy looking at the beautiful St. Mary's River.
Accessible?
They are accessible, sir. They are accessible. Wheelchair accessible, yes. And I think it speaks volumes of the, leadership that's been shown by the recreation director there, Mr. Brendan Smithson. Mr. Smithson came to the municipality a few years ago, and I can say with a great deal of knowledge, because I've worked with him. He's out there looking for ways in which he can help people live in the community, and in particular, the seniors. The age-friendly grants were launched in 2007 to demonstrate government's commitment to build on earlier successful partnerships with HRM and, I might add, the Guysborough Regional Municipality, which is in the area that I represent. These grants assist the municipalities wishing to develop or adapt services or structures so that they can better serve seniors. The age-friendly grants provide up to $5,000, with the other 50% of the project costs contributed by the municipality in cash or in kind. So this initiative has helped many of the rural parts of Nova Scotia put in place infrastructure which people in urban areas have often taken for granted.
It might be appreciated by more than seniors.
Absolutely, it is going to be appreciated by more than seniors. It's certainly going to be appreciated by tourists that come in, and now they're going to have an opportunity to perhaps stop, take a breath, look around, and enjoy what they see, and perhaps in doing so they might decide to stay over and stay in the area and do a little bit more sightseeing.
Camping facilities close by?
Yes, we have some, but we have to work on those camping facilities. Now, the age-friendly community is a community where policy, services, and structures related to the physical and social environment are designed to support and enable older people to live in a secure environment, enjoy good health, and continue to participate fully in society. And just this week, Mr. Speaker, there was an announcement that our government would be providing funding to help LORDA to deal with seniors, and especially seniors with disabilities. So I was very pleased to see that. The investment in the municipality of St. Mary's is just one more step towards ensuring that the supports the seniors need to be healthy and active in their communities are in place. And, Mr. Speaker, I think everyone in this House should be very proud that the Department of Seniors is a world leader in delivering the age-friendly concept to communities. The concept originated with the Age-Friendly Cities Project, an initiative of the World Health Organization. And, Mr. Speaker, it's very nice to see that we are looking at that in this province, and our government is trying to play a leadership role there as well. So, very pleased to see that, and I hope that this program will continue to grow and prosper. I was going to say that. Live long and prosper. Thank you very much. 5 seconds. 1 second. Time's up.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The Honourable, the member for Digby-Annapolis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm pleased to stand in my place tonight and speak a few minutes on the late debate. And I want to acknowledge the subject that the Honourable Member for Guysborough, Shea Harbour brought forward, and that's our seniors. And we certainly have, we could probably talk all night on this subject, but we know we only have 10 minutes each, and that's good. So maybe we can get a few points across. And you know, our seniors are some part of our population, Mr. Speaker, that we have to take care of. And it's not only about having safer places, but healthier places for our seniors. In Digby, we have the Lifeplex there for our seniors and young people, and we've been having some problems with that, as I brought it up to the Minister of Health. And it looks like the YMCA is working at taking that over. And it's a beautiful Lifeplex there where the seniors can go and stay healthy. That has a racetrack in it, or a walking track, has a swimming pool. The seniors go there to work on their, you know, on anything they need to do to make themselves healthier. So that's a great thing. And there's other things we need in our communities too, Mr. Speaker, and assisted living. Assisted living is another thing. I know, as the Honourable Member mentioned, we need benches for people to sit down on, but I think there's many more things. So assisted living homes are something that we don't have in our area, in the Digby area, and right now they're building a new home for our seniors. And the old building, I've been pushing it for contractors to take over and rebuild and to turn into an assisted living home, you know, where they could have benches galore. But people, there's a huge number of seniors in our area that need that assistance to live and to be able to live on their own. They just need an assisted living home is about a place where you can keep your independence and be there with the press of a bell. Somebody can come to their door and help them out. So that's certainly needed. And I've always had questions asked to me too. I must bring this up. And when are you a senior? You know, who's to say when you're a senior? Well, I found out here, Mr. Speaker, I found out here 2 or 3 weeks ago maybe a couple of months ago, about how do you know you're a senior? One night, my wife and I was going to a movie. We was going to Alice in Wonderland, Mr. Speaker. There's a lot of young people there, and my wife wanted to see Alice in Wonderland. I did too. A long while since I seen the original Alice in Wonderland. It's a good movie. So anyway, when we got to the ticket place where we bought our tickets, he handed me, I said, 2 tickets, please. So he handed me 2 tickets, and I looked at him, and I said, well, this is the seniors. This is the seniors' tickets. And I said to my wife, look, we got seniors tickets. Oh, no, give them back. She said, we're not seniors. I said, Don, you be quiet now. We're seniors. He thinks we're seniors. We're seniors. So, Mr. Speaker, I found out that night, maybe you're a senior when you receive the discount without asking for it. So that's that night I've thought about that ever since. I believe I'm a senior now, so maybe I should ask for the discount more, and I think I will. I enjoy being a senior. I'm not really that old, but I feel like I'm a senior. So, but anyway, I would like to talk too about recreation in our homes. You know, that we have a lot of seniors' homes in this province, and I don't know just how much recreation is provided for them. I know that recreation is good for people, and I'll tell you a story about recreation in a senior's home. And my daughter Krista, she studied to be a recreational manager. She took 4 years at Acadia, and She went on to do some more schooling after that, and she come home here. She trained to be a recreational manager for children because she loves children, but she loves everybody. It doesn't matter who they are, what age they are. So she couldn't get much work around here for recreational management for children. So anyway, she decided to put in as recreational manager for a seniors home in Yarmouth. So when she got down there, she said, I'm going to get these people out of this home and I'm going to show them some recreation. So she did. She had quite a battle with the administration there. She wanted some room to grow some gardens. So she fought for 2 or 3 weeks to get this ground all plowed up out in back of the home down there in Yarmouth. So after a while, the administration gave in to her, and she plowed. She got it all plowed up, and she had 90% of those seniors out in that garden growing gardens that spring. She had them up home. I was in the whale watching. She had them up home whale watching. Some of them never, ever stepped aboard of a boat in their life. So I was 90 years old, and they felt that the woman that I talked to that day aboard that boat felt like she was 30 years old again out aboard that boat. So this went on a few months, so I went down to see the administrator. I went down to see my daughter one day, and the administrator was there. And I asked for Krista, my daughter, and we got talking about her. And I said, well, how's she doing anyway? And the administrator said, Mr. Theriault, the death rate in this home has dropped in half since your daughter come here. So that just goes to prove that if you give the seniors a reason to go on, to plant gardens and go see the whales and go fishing. And another incident I want to tell you about, Mr. Speaker, if I got time, there was a boat builder down there. There was a boat builder in that home. And my daughter used to bring him up to her home. She was just like a grandfather to her, but all the people were just like grandmothers and grandfathers to her. And that's why she had to get out of it, because the seniors died on her and it killed her, but pretty near killed her. But anyway, she brought this person up. She got me to arrange it for this man. He knew Joe Casey during the war, and he had not seen the Honorable Joe Casey since the war. So anyway, I lined it up. Krista found out. He had told her the stories about her and Joe. And anyway, I went to see Joe. This was 4 or 5 years ago. And we brought them together. I got Joe, and she brought this Mr. Atkinson up, who was a boat builder. He was 92 years old. Joe was only young then, 88. But they were sitting the war together, and they sat at the table that day, at the dinner table. We got them together for dinner, and we listened. My daughter and I never opened our mouth, but we listened to the stories that them two people told. And I assure you that put 2 to 3 or 4 more years on each of those persons' lives. So it's just the way you do it, Mr. Speaker, to give seniors more than a park bench. They need more than a park bench. They need a reason to live on. I don't think the park bench will do it, but recreational management for our seniors is something that we truly need to look at and to have more of and to expand more on it. And you'll see seniors living 10 to 15 more years of their life, I guarantee it. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honourable the member for Hants West.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's an honor to have a few minutes this evening to discuss what I consider to be a very important subject, anything to do with our seniors. I'm glad we're just not you and me this evening, Mr. Speaker. The House is full. We got all the members who are paying good attention tonight to the conversation and the debate that's been going on here, because it is such an important issue. And as always, most debates in this House are important as they go. But the issue of park benches, as the other member who just spoke from Digby Annapolis said, it's not the issue of a park bench. It's many, many things well beyond the park bench. And I, too, am very fortunate in my area to have a number of seniors' homes. Not only the nursing home style, but I guess we wouldn't call them level 2. We only have one of those, but just seniors' residence where people can go when they don't want to have to look after the lawns, don't want to have to look after their houses anymore. And we could always use more. And as the population, certainly I know in my area, and I think probably throughout the province, as we listen to people talk in this House and you meet more people, and travel a boat and so on, we realize that our population is getting older, whether we like that or not. And it's interesting, the topic, when are we a senior? Well, some days you need only be into your 40s to feel like you're a senior. But he's quite right. You can be 90 and not feel like you're a senior and be more than active, and we have our share of them people as well. But there's a number of things. That recreation piece is very important, whether it's the walking trail through St. Mary's. Sure, we probably tire a little bit when we get older. I guess I know we do. And that bench is coming in quite handy, I would think. And there are a lot of those kinds of projects throughout this province, and through that program that was initiated back a number of years ago, I think a lot of these organizations have benefited from things like park benches and trail building and other types of things. And that's much needed in this province, and I think it's important that we continue moving forward, moving in the right direction in supporting such projects. They're not a lot of money at times. It can be a few $1,000s to a few $100s to as big as you want to make them. But it's important that we continue to do all we can for seniors. And you know, we heard a lot. I know I've been fortunate enough to be here since 2006, and I know that there's a few who might feel like their seniors have been around here a lot longer than that. Number of years, and certainly my predecessor was here for a good long while, and I think he was 82 when he left here, and I could look at Ron Russell and say I don't even think he's a senior yet today because he is so active. And it just goes to show you, when you're working and you're busy and your mind is fresh, and it keeps you healthy. And that's a wonderful thing. And the more that we can do to keep the people in all of our communities healthy and out of the hospitals and out of the nursing homes long before they need to be, that's a great thing. And I commend the current government for carrying on with it, something that was started long before. And I hope that the investment continues to be there. And at times down the road, perhaps when budgets are better and there's more money made available, that we can look at even doing more, because there will always be more. As I said, we're not getting younger in this province. Our population is growing, certainly growing older, and it's about the well-being of these people, and they don't ask for much. The seniors that I talk to around are pretty modest folks. They think it's a big deal to ask for the smallest things, and perhaps these park benches are one of those examples. And I know, you know, we see the seniors in our churches. The majority of our church groups are still built from seniors. There are, you know, I'm fortunate in my church where I go, Windsor United, there's a lot of young families who are joining that church, and it's not like it used to be, though. There's a lot of folks, again, they're growing older. What's keeping the congregations going? It's our seniors. So, you know, on that very line, it's what are we going to do to keep the churches going? There aren't many churches these days that are, you know, on the plus side when it comes to budgets. A lot of them are in the negative, and, you know, there probably should be programs out there to support the churches, along with programs that are, the programs that are in the churches are senior related. There's quilting clubs and UCW meetings, but you won't find many young people in those kinds of meetings. If you're familiar with them at all, they're generally the older population in the church that have been there for a number of years, and thankfully they are there. They are the workers. These folks are still very much the workers within our church communities, and we need them, and we need to support them, whether it's through walking trails, benches, whatever it might be. We need to give them a reason to stay like they can feel young, to exercise, and to remain healthy so that they can continue on with this good work. And again, you know, it's good that we have these programs, but I mentioned our nursing homes. We heard the member from Digby Annapolis talk about recreation, and we are fortunate in our nursing homes. I know the Windsor Elms and Dykeland Lodge and Halliburton Place, I guess it's called. Well, that is what it's called. It's been there for a number of years now. It's part of the hospital. All have recreation directors that keep their folks busy. And through a variety of programs, they're doing great work. And as the honourable member said, it does give you a reason to get up in the morning, whether you're in a biking program that's a little bit different than what you or I might do. They haven't gone anywhere, but their feet are going and they're pedaling away through these mechanisms that they have. And I know that the Windsor Elms specifically is moving forward with a new facility. Now, it costs a lot of money to build that facility, and they've not done that without great frustration. And it's wonderful to hear the members stand up and talk about what we can do for seniors. But we, in this particular project, unfortunately, it has been not without great anxiety, I think, at times for the board that's managing that facility and trying to get it built because of delays through the tendering process. They put it in, and I think that they're, no matter of fact, they know that they're quite happy to go through the process, which is tendering, having the government approve the tenders, and award them. The problem is that there are such delays in this process. You know, it's great to say on one side, out of one side of your mouth that we support seniors all the way, but yet on the other side we're saying, well, we can't put that tender out. And there's this issue of, it always seems like the dollars get in the way. And that's too bad. It really is, regardless of how many dollars. I spoke a few minutes ago. It could be a park bench, small amount of dollars. It could be a huge problem like the Windsor Elms, which is a big cost. It's $36+ million. We've seen, unfortunately, in the province, other nursing homes that were committed to giving opportunities to replace or build new. That process has been slowed. I know down through the South Shore, in the Argyle, a member from Argyle will tell you that his project down there, or not his project, but the community project that he represents, unfortunately, it's been cancelled. I believe maybe there's one out in the Guysborough Sheet Harbour. The honourable member who spoke earlier in this debate has said, I don't know if cancelled or postponed or delayed, but again, you know, you talk about looking after seniors, and that's a great thing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for that one. That's a wonderful thing, honourable member. That's a great thing to put them walking trails in there. But if they've got no place to live, such as a home that you would very much like to have replaced or built new down there, you won't have to worry much about your walking trails or your park benches because you won't have any there. You won't have anybody using it. Well, I shouldn't say anybody. Maybe you'll have lots of good young people that are living in your community and some that are still able, and a fella like the guy beside you there, the honourable, perhaps his day will soon come. You know, the member for Guysborough Sheet Harbour, you may at some point down the road, and not too distant future, who knows, you may be looking to move into one of these kinds of places. Not saying that you're old or that you're a senior, but as time passes us by, unfortunately it seems to go quicker every year, it will soon be here. And it will be our time and it will be our opportunity to be looking at these places and say, you know, there's a potential for you right now as a member of the government on that side to say, I need to have some impact, I have an opportunity. Not only I may need this, my family may need this, all of the people that you represent. Those are the people that are important. Seniors, those that will be seniors, and so on. And we could go on for hours here, probably, as others have said. I know that my time is up, and I was glad to be part of this debate this evening. I thank the honourable member for bringing the topic forward. With that, Mr. Speaker, I will say thank you very much. Take your seat.
I want to thank you all for your participation in the debate. The House will now adjourn and sit again tomorrow from the hours of 12 noon till 8 p.m. We are now adjourned.